essential question for today is, why can circles be used to create bisectors? So then the first thing I want you guys to do is copy a line segment. We did this one the other day, so I put the center here, and I look up to where the hole that best matches is. It's right here. So then I am going to put a dot here, and a dot here, and then draw a line through those 2 points without moving my paper too much. Okay. Questions on copying a line segment? So I'm going to move on to copying the angle. My first step, remember, for copying an angle is drawing a circle of any size centered at the vertex. So I'm going to pick this, and then I'm going to go draw my line over here, by the way. I picked which one? Okay. So I'm going to use the same circle over here without moving this. There you go. So now I have 2 of the same circle. Then my second step is to draw where it's, or mark the point where they're crossing. And then I'm going to center at one of those points, and my second circle is going to go through the other point. Okay. I'm going to pretend like the whole circle went, because my thing's not spinning. Who's watching the video right now? Well, that's good enough. I just knew where they crossed again. So, now that I have where they crossed again, I am going to mark that. And now my line goes through there. So it's centered at the it starts at the vertex and it goes through the crossing point. And there is my copied angle. Questions on copying an angle? Of the angle? After I go through this, I'll work with you to show you an angle again. Is that fine? Just because I don't have any other angles on the paper. Okay? So if I want to create a perpendicular line through a point, I need to do that some more. Get it all on the paper. Okay? My first step is going to be smile. So what this means is I'm going to have a center point, and the point, center on the point, and then it's going to touch the line twice. So what I'm going to do is I am going to have centered here, And then I'm going to pick a point on my compass and make it like this. So it's like a smiley face. Any point as long as it touches the line twice. Okay? Questions on the first step? Okay, then the next step is called fish. Fish? Like the swimmy thing? And this time I'm centering on the side points using the same circle. Yeah. So I gotta remember what circle I used. I did a bad job of keeping track. Mine is easy, it's the one right next to the 3. So what I'm gonna do is right here where the 2 points are crossing, those are gonna be the new centers of my circles. So I am gonna move this over a bit so I can spin this. So I draw a half circle like that, that's centered at one of my green dots. And I'm gonna do the same thing over here. Like that. Where are you confused? What step? The very first one in blue? What I did was I put the gold piece here, and then I picked one of these holes, and then crossed. Yeah, and the second one was the same hole. Where's your question, Tracy? Do you know? Okay. Mine is a little too big, it goes off the paper. But if it did, there would be a crossing point down here, where it would also be crossing like that. And I want to connect my points. What? I know, I'm sorry. Okay, so there should be a matching point down there. I'll pretend it's there. But I would draw the line through both points. The fish? So you see the 2 points over here from my smiley face? I picked one, or I made one my center. And then I picked a hole, and then I did the one side, and then I flipped it over to the other side and used the same size hole.
What's that line down the middle?
That's the connecting of the points, because I should have had another point off the page. But my circles are too big. Sorry. Didn't mean to have the steps off the board. Yeah, you can't really see it on mine because I drew my circles too big. Embarrassing, I know. Can I move on to the next one or not yet? Do it again? Yeah. Okay, let me go grab another packet. So my first step was to do the smile. So I centered the gold piece at this dot, and then I picked a hole. I'm redoing this because people want me to. The perpendicular line. Okay? Questions on the first step? Okay, so then I'm going to draw my 2 points where the smiley face is crossing the line. Hopefully you'll do this one. Yeah. Then I'm going to center out one of the green dots, and I'm going to pick a hole, and I'm going to remember which one it is. This time I'm picking, not that one. I'm going to pick this one. Okay. So I drew a half circle on one side. And then I'm going to do the same thing over here with the same size hole. Okay. So now it looks more like a fish now that you can see both sides of it. Okay. Then my last step is to draw points where the two are crossing, the two half circles. And then I draw a line through that point. Questions? Yeah. That's why my first one was kind of a mess, because it went off the page and I couldn't do it. I'm sorry. Okay, can I move on to the next one? Or not yet? Okay, so what is a bisector? What does it sound like it does? What does that mean? Okay, so divide, it actually cuts it in half. Okay, so my first step for this one is fish. I'm going to center on the ends and use the same size circle. Center on the ends and use the same size circle. Okay, so now I'm going to draw my fish. I'm going to center at the ends, and I need to make sure that the circle size I pick goes at least past what I think the middle is. So I'm going to pick right here. Okay. I need to remember what size hole I picked, and I'm going to go on the other side and draw that again. It doesn't matter. I just have to remember to pick the same one on both sides. And then I'm going to connect my points where they cross. So right here and right here. I put those two dots and then I draw a line through them. So if I notice, both sides of the black line that are cut by the pink line are now the same size. Okay, so I have two more lines that we can practice on right here. So I center here, and then I pick any size hole. And I gotta remember to pick the same one over here. Then I connect the 2 points where they cross. What? I'm just doing the same thing over again. I'll do it one more time over here. Yeah. What? It's the same thing 3 times over. So questions on this one. So I just bisected a line. Okay, so now I want to bisect an angle. I am going to center on the vertex and draw a circle through both lines. Okay, so I'm going to go and show you. I'm going to center here, and then I'm going to pick any size circle. Doesn't matter. Okay. So now that I have my circle, I'm going to make an X. So what I do to do this is I'm going to center my endpoints on the points where it crossed earlier and use the same size circle. So over here, I can pick whatever size circle I want, but I have to use the same size for both of them. So okay. So notice that's kind of making an X. And then I'm going to connect the point to my vertex. So the point where it's crossing right here, I'm going to connect it to my vertex. Like that. So questions? I'll work through this 2 more times. Okay, so my first step is to create the red circle. Okay. Then I look at where it's crossing. And then I'm going to center at those 2 points and pick the same size circle. And where they make an X and cross is where I'm going to use my point to connect to my vertex. Okay, so I'm going to do that again on the last one. I'm going to center at my vertex, pick a circle, and just draw it. That's good enough, whatever. And then I'm going to put a point where my circle is crossing my lines. And I pick any size circle that I want. And I pick the same size circle over here. And where they cross, I put a point and draw through. Yeah, when you do the red circle, that could be any size.
But it has to be the same circle when you do the crossing.
So the blue ones I did over here, they have to be two of the same. But it doesn't have to be the same size as the red one. The two blues have to be the same, but the red doesn't have to be the same as the blues. Any other questions about angle bisectors? Okay. Can I move on? Not yet? Okay. Where'd my other packet go? Okay. So the first thing I did was I centered at my vertex and I drew a red circle. Okay. That any size for the red one. Guys in the back, be quiet. Then my next step is to look at where it's crossing the sides, and I put dots there. Then I centered my compass at one of the dots, and then I'm going to draw a part of a circle in the middle. It doesn't matter what size I pick, it just has to be the same as the other side when I go do it. So I'm going to pick this one, and then I'm going to go over here and do the same size one. Okay. So now that I have two circle pieces crossing, I'm going to put a dot where they cross, and that dot gets connected to my vertex. So questions there? I know, I'll take them home and fix them this weekend. I'm so sorry. I keep forgetting. You have to file them down. A white piece. Can I move on? Okay. So this one, I want to draw a parallel line to this line through that point that's right there. So I need to zoom out more. My first step is I'm going to draw a perpendicular line through the point. So to do that, remember that was the one where I did the smile. So I put my compass on the center, on the point to use that as the center. And then I pick any size circle and I just want it to go through twice. I mark where it crosses my line. And then I go ahead and I'm going to draw my fish from here. I remember what size I used for that, and I go back over here and do that, but I forgot as soon as I said it. like that I put my finger right where I need that to draw. There we go. So I have my fish. Okay. Then I'm going to draw my line through my fish where the 2 points are crossing. Yeah. Then I'm going to draw, my next step is to draw a circle around the point. So the size of the circle doesn't matter, but I want to make sure that it's touching both sides of my line. That it is touching, because my line doesn't go on forever, so I want to make sure it's touching. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a perpendicular bisector through that point. What color can I use? This one. So what I do is I center at one of my circles, and one of my crossing points, and draw a circle. Then I go to the other point and I get the same size circle. That looks like an eye. That's so creepy. And then I draw the line through the 2 points where they're crossing. This should be going through that point, but because the compasses aren't as precise. And the last thing I want to do is I want to make a note that I want to make, that I show parallel lines by drawing an arrow through them. So I went through and I drew those little arrow symbols. Okay. Questions on drawing a parallel line?